Thank you for tuning in to No Flag Radio. I'm your host, P. Clowning these white supremacists and coons that they keep in tow all day, top to the bottom all day, getting on their ass. So today we talking about Amber Guyger's 911 call that got released this week. Amber Guyger, she's the white supremacist, racist, Neanderthugstress murderer who killed our brother Botham Jean. And I want to look at the 911 call and take a look at a few things with y'all and shed some light on a few unspoken things. So as we know, this punk ass 911 call came out this week, and my goal, like I've always said, it's important that we get in front of what's being trolled in the media and the lies these race soldiers put up after they shoot somebody black. You understand? Our program is to program the potential jury pool. I don't care what city you in, you need to be thinking about programming the potential jury pool. If you own social media, all that retweeting bullshit, posting bullshit, wasting your time on social media, posting bullshit, nah. We in a fight to get justice, so you got to get out in front of the trolls and the motherfucking police and the DA that be putting up their fake ass, punk ass shit, right? We want things to go the way of fact in these trials, not the way of white supremacist emotion and their racist grudges for our victims and our witnesses of white supremacist violence. You understand? That's what I'm here for today. So, first I want to talk about the 911 call itself, this call that Amber Guyger made. Let me get this, I'm afraid I'm going to lose my job photo, is what I call it. There she go. I'm sure y'all saw that. If y'all heard the video, I'll post a link to the video of the 911 call, the little post for that. I did it in the community post, so y'all probably got a wind of it, a little whiff of it. But that call, I want to first start off by saying it wasn't supposed to be released. Okay? This is according to the Dallas Police Department and the Dallas DA, Ted Cruz. All right? It was actually an unauthorized release, and people ain't talking about it. So what they're trying to do now, the Dallas police, is they're trying to do an internal investigation to see who released this to news outlets, etc., etc. Now, why this is noteworthy and kind of strange to me, because I picked up on something. The Dallas PD, these fools kind of got an attitude about this 911 call being released, right? Acting like they got a problem with the person and the people, or whoever released it to the news outlets out here. But in my opinion, it seems like what happened is the call to 911, it backfired, right? Because, you know, the initial reports of this, they're trying to sell this as some sort of win for Amber Guyger. Y'all probably didn't see that in the media where y'all at, but we saw it out here. And it backfired because everybody in the streets is like, man, and this is everybody. I ain't just talking about just no certain demographic or whoever. Everybody's like, man, this is some phony ass shit. Everybody's even more convinced of her guiltiness with this call being released. All right. So the Dallas Police Department and, you know, them claiming that they're mad, they're actually backtracking. They're backtracking on that whole current that they probably wanted to have around this case of her not being guilty, of her being a little bit more believable because the call came out, because the people responded like, man, this bitch is so phony baloney. So now they're backtracking like, this is a bad thing that got authorized, right? Let's internally investigate. Well, But I'm saying that they the ones that put it out. You know what I'm saying? I think they put it out and they thought it was going to help her case and it didn't because people are more convinced that she's a fucking liar. And now they're like, hey, well, now we're mad. Hey, we didn't request this to be put out. All of this. All right. And you know what they mean when they say they're going to internally investigate. Talking about they want to internally investigate this shit. You know what that means to the race soldier fraternity in America? Nothing. That means that nothing will be done. And they're going to have to basically take this L on the motherfucking chin. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's looking like. They're going to have to hold this one as they tried to cape for Amber Guyger. Okay? Acting like they're surprised and shocked and didn't want to see this tape. Nah, y'all thought it was going to help her. And I'm going to show y'all how this even has broke down amongst other people in the support Amber and kind of cape for her community. We're going to look into another personality I want y'all to just keep on your mind. Another personality type, rather. So let me get up a picture of a Guyger punk ass while we talking about us. Murderous rhesus monkey Neanderthugstress behind. This thug, they've been trying to cape for it, you understand? They tried to make a move on her behalf with this call, and it didn't work because the groundswell of the public was able to hear through the bullshit. And y'all know on the tape, y'all heard her saying constantly, I'm gonna lose my job, I'm gonna lose my job. Her job was her concern, not keeping somebody alive at the scene of somewhere where she accidentally shot somebody, right? We putting all this together out here, right? And I'll get on that in a bit. And her not rendering aid and all this shit. But these cops and these DAs, too, they made a failed ass attempt at humanizing her, for one. So I think their guilty conscience is just speaking up to make them feel like they want to now chastise this 911 call coming out. That shows they got something that they want to hide, you know, is how it seems to me. But we don't give no zero damns. We own to them. We own to the Dallas Police Department. We own to whoever's trying to downplay Guyger's murderous, callous assassination of Botham Jean. And, you know, y'all gonna have to put y'all feelings to the side. DA, Chief Renee Hall, y'all gotta let Amber get this smoke. You understand? And pushing that 911 call to the media, whoever did it, that was a great arsenal bringing that to the public. They gave the public a lot of ammunition. So I want us to be glad about that. That's what I say. So y'all gonna get away. Y'all gotta get away from Amber now. Y'all gotta get away from her and let her get all this smoke. She gotta get it, no vest on, bare naked chest, no bulletproof skull cap on. She gotta get all this smoke and y'all gotta duck the fuck out the way. How it is, you know what I mean? That's how this shit should be playing out. And that's how this shit's supposed to go. Y'all gotta leave her out to dry. All y'all that wanna, or who thought that y'all was gonna give her case some headway with the release of this tape. You know what I mean? Another thing I want to reveal to y'all and show y'all is the dominant society is, you know, running scared about this police call in the damn news. So it's not just from the police, the DA, and, you know, particularly the police have come out and said, hey, we didn't authorize this, we want to investigate. So it already kind of showed, okay, y'all was on some overly concerned footing with this shit, right? But we talk about getting our narrative to a potential jury pool before a case makes trial, because that's what white supremacist society does for blatant, clear as day killers who are white, and the victim is black, right? So, I'm gonna pull up a character by the name of George Milner. There's an attorney by the name of George Milner out here in Dallas, in this area. And you know how the news outlets, they call up these anti-black attorneys. Like in this case, they called up Scotty Allen, they called up Chris Knox to try to hate on Ronnie Bunny Babs, try to make her seem like she's getting paid to say what she's saying when she had already put up her stuff, her video of this incident, just putting out what happened at the scene. Like, nobody paid her to do that. She did that on her own. She was there at the scene of a crime and pulled out a fucking camera. You haters, you bitches. All right. She's going through that. She on the side of justice like that. So you had, lawyers basically trying to cast doubt and trying to put cloud of doubt over what, people have going on, who are just, bystanders in this whole thing. And George Milner, he's of the pack of lawyers who they pull up on all these news outlets to try to sell narratives to support these racist white supremacist killers and try to play devil's advocate and shit all the time on these different media platforms. You understand? Just peep that out. And I'm sure every city got these lawyers. Y'all know how these lawyers are. These ones they bring to the news stations, the ones they bring up and have them playing devil's advocate for the evil white supremacist motherfucker. We've seen it. We've seen it way back in the Trayvon Martin trial. Same shit with his case, with George Zimmerman. We've seen that shit. So I know that this is not just a phenomenon out here. All right? But George Milner, he's the one they called on in this article put up by the Dallas Morning News. Let me pull it up. He starts off by saying that he thought that this phone call, this 911 call being released, was actually helpful for Amber Guyger because she did say that she thought she was in the wrong apartment. Like, what the fuck? The fact that, so he's thinking people are dumb. He's thinking that he's trying to convince people that the fact that she got on a 911 phone call and said she thought she was in her own apartment somehow gives her a sense of legitimacy and gives credence to whatever the fuck she was saying about not knowing where she lived at. Don't fall for that, y'all. Don't fall for that shit. That in no way absolves her of killing. Period. All right, and we got to be wise to that. All right, but notice they'll put anything in front of the dominant society to sway a jury pool, and in front of people in general to sway a jury pool. Even some flimsy, uncorrelated shit like this. It's real subtle the way they put certain points out there, but Milner's trying to swing it like her saying she thought her apartment was the wrong apartment on a phone call means that before she made the 911 call, she must have thought she was in the wrong apartment. You understand? Like, all right, he's really overselling her cockamamie ass story. And I don't want nobody to get twisted in that shit. Like, we smarter than him. He trying to be slick. All right? And he's a dumb motherfucker. We done uncovered his ass. All right? All of that, her saying that thought she lived in the Botham's apartment on a phone call. Like, what weight does that hold? It don't take gravity away from the heinous act that she premeditated, which is murder. You see? So Milner says that first, and they put that in caps on this little snapshot that I pulled. See, he says it's helpful for her. Now, right above that helpful for her, y'all don't see it, but there's like a lot of other, there's paragraphs and paragraphs of other shit, but they made sure to put that in big, bold letters, right? They made sure to put that in caps in the article, that it was helpful for her, right? And you see how writers in the newspapers, they're on team white supremacy too, right? They're trying to program a potential jury pool too. People who may only just come across the article and just read the bold print and then ignore the rest of what was written. You understand? Because in the very next paragraph, wait, hold on, let me get to the very next paragraph. In the very next paragraph, he says that it didn't help her. All right? What y'all looking at on the screen, it says helpful for her. Dallas attorney George Milner III, who's often defended police officers, shows you the dirt, show you whose side he on. Defended police officers accused of breaking law, but is not involved in a Guyger case, said the 911 call is a win for Guyger. Bottom line, it's helpful for her. See how he's talking so matter-of-factly? Bottom line, really? Watch. So in the very next paragraph, he doubled back and he say this. It's probably unhelpful. What's the first three words? It's probably unhelpful that she was talking about losing her job at that point. It means when she was on the call. You see what I'm saying? You see how he prefaced it and they put it in bold. It was helpful. So people, you understand? This is how they trying to program people that are in a potential jury pool. Y'all gotta stay wise to that. But he let everybody know it's probably unhelpful that she was talking about losing her job at that point. Right, because first of all, a man you killed is on your floor, bleeding out on your floor. Understand? If you gave a damn, you wouldn't be talking about losing your job. If it was an accident, you wouldn't be talking about losing no job. You wouldn't care about none of that. You'd be trying to help him and do all sorts of other shit. But he says she should have just said, I'm an off-duty officer. I've been involved in a shooting, given the address, and hung up. And hey, whatever. She ain't do that. Fuck it. She ain't do that. So what? You understand? So I want y'all to just take a look at that. All right? What's up, Milner? We thought it was good that she was saying that she was she didn't know where she lived at and all that shit, and she made the call. Now it's all bad. Now the whole call was bad. Now, understand? So that's the bullshit white supremacist society is on out here, y'all, with no legs to stand on. They out here floundering around this motherfucking case and waffling around this case. And I want y'all to see it, and I want y'all to be happy at one little point inside of your mind. But still, just recognize this is the type of shit that white supremacy is getting dealt out here. This type of blows they're getting dealt. We watching them hop along through this shit, right? All the lawyers, the Guyger's, the police, the DA, everybody. So let's move forward. What I want to do now is quickly jump on a couple reasons why Guyger's punk ass, lying ass is finna get pulled to the floor talking this, I didn't know what floor I lived on. We're going to talk about this because Guyger, all right, y'all know the issue. Guyger is talking about she didn't know she lived on the floor that she was actually on. She's talking about she didn't know she lived on the third floor no more. All right. Amber Guyger lived on the third floor. Botham Jean lived on the fourth floor. And we should take into consideration everything our sister Bunny Babs, Ronnie Bunny Babs, shout out to our sister Ronnie Bunny Babs, was saying in her eyewitness account of how the apartment is laid out, right? Because, you know, that only adds depth to the impossible ass narrative Guyger kicking, right? You know, let me pull up a picture right here. Here's a picture of a part of the fourth floor. I'm going to show y'all something. Here's a part of the fourth floor parking garage where Amber Guyger would have had to park. She would have had to have parked there if she really felt she was on the wrong floor, right? That is the floor that she would have parked on if she said she was on the wrong floor. She didn't know what floor she was on. Nah. If you parked on the third or the fourth floor, you would know that there's a difference between the third and the motherfucking fourth floor. Let me switch these pictures out real quick. That's the fourth floor, okay? That's the floor that Botham lived on, okay? And as you can see, the fourth floor of the parking garage of the Southside Flats, it has an open area part to it. I mean, an open space area that no other floor parking garage, the first, second, or the third, has. Right? So my question is, how does somebody who lives on a third floor like Guyger at the time, where the third floor parking garage don't have access to the fucking sky like this? If I can make the picture smaller and put it back up there. It don't got access to the motherfucking sky, right? How does she not know or see the difference in how the garages are laid out? All right? You used to parking on the third floor every day of your life. Make a little smaller picture. I can move it over a little bit. Let me move the picture over a little bit. But your floor of account is the third floor. Every day of your life, that's what you fuck with. You understand? How do you not see the difference in how the garages are laid out? I don't care how tired she claims to have been, because that's one thing she keep running, is that she was tired and she worked however many hour shifts or whatever. I don't care how tired somebody is. And y'all know I don't believe her with that shit. I mean, I don't believe that the motherfucker don't know where they live just because they tired. With a bright red rug in front of Botham Jean's apartment door that you don't have in front of your door. If you tired, a bright red ass rug will wake your ass up, no matter how tired you are. You understand? But how do somebody forget how the sky look like above their fucking head? I don't care how tired you are. You know how the sky look above your head in a fucking parking garage. All right? Dead motherfucking giveaway. And some trolls was on, different posts. And I've been going back and forth with the trolls this week over this shit, because I try to get out ahead of these trolls and let motherfuckers, feel the real. And I, let them know we coming with these facts, man. And everybody got decimated. Nobody withstood the facts that I brought. But, those trolls on different posts trying to lie and say, hey, well, on Google Maps, it looked like the fourth floor parking garage has a roof just like everything else. And I politely lit their asses the fuck down, right? Went straight to the Southside Flats apartment plan and posted those links in rebuttal. The link to this picture up here, so if I can get it on here a little bit better for y'all. Wrong floor picture. See how it looks. See what we can do. See if I can do something like that. Is that better for you? That's a little better, okay. I'm saying I posted the links to this photo so people could just know that what they talking about is some shit that they don't know. Alright. And this photo it's actually a part of the photographers of the apartment complex from the inside of the apartment complex. Not just somebody looking from the outside like you get on, just some undevoted, undetermined search of Google Maps, right? So, like I said, I was right for that. That's one point. And our sister Bunny Babs, shout out to Bunny Babs again for also pointing out that there's multiple indicators from the parking garage, on the actual parking garage, the elevators, the hallways. They're all marked with what floor you on. And Guyger had to walk down 2 long ass hallways to get up to Botham's apartment. You understand? All that shit shuts her bullshit down. You understand? And Botham, his apartment, where it's located, as a motherfucking police officer, saying they trained to be detail oriented. Trained to be detail oriented. And there ain't no motherfucking way that Guyger is missing all of those markers. You understand? On the way to any apartment, let alone Botham Jean's apartment. So get that. Another thing that I thought was noteworthy, and I've been beating trolls over the head with all week, is that Amber Guyger didn't render any aid to Botham Jean. Okay? We're not going to sleep on that. When they came to the apartment, when the crime scene investigators, the crime lab people, all them folk, when they came through to the apartment and checked out the scene, There wasn't no tourniquets around. There wasn't no signs of no sheets being rolled up to stop no bleeding. Yeah, I've been sticking their ass all this week with this shit. You understand? This is the facts that need to be constantly poured over into the public sphere, right? No sign of making an effort to stop his bleeding. If this truly was an accident, y'all, this is why I keep saying she's gonna try to sell us an accident, but we're not gonna believe it. The jury pulled out there in Dallas, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna believe it. Anybody that's watching this case, we don't believe that shit. All right? Is my point. If this truly was an accident, the first thing a trained public servant, trained in rescue like cops are, the first thing they would do is demonstrate every measure of their knowledge to try to save a person who's bleeding out, that you shot accidentally, right? Accidentally, right? If it's really an accident, it's supposed to be an accident, right? So of course nobody believes her lies. Is my point. The police, they did a search of the apartment. What did they find? Like I said, they didn't. What did they claim to find? They claimed to have found Amber's vest that she had. They claimed to have found some marijuana. They recovered some shell casings. But their search didn't retrieve no cloth, like I said, anything that showed that she was attempting to save this man's life. No makeshift tourniquets, nothing. So like I said, this just proves Amber Guyger's lie that she attempted to render aid. She tried to act like she was rendering aid. No. It was actually the EMS who was the one trying to render aid after he had been sitting on the ground 10 minutes bleeding out. Bitch. But I want to say this one thing also that I've been beating trolls over the head with too. Y'all gonna get a lot from my channel about what to say to trolls and how to really get their, how to really stick their ass and to make it where everybody be on your side and everybody be piling up on the troll at the end of the whole thing. Like, y'all gonna get a lot from me in that vein. But one thing that I saw further out of this is that all of that proves, all her not rendering aid, all that shit, all that proves that she wanted Botham Jean to die, y'all. Understand? Think about that. Think about that. She wanted Botham Jean to die because had he lived, he would have refuted everything that she's trying to poison the media space with right now. Amber Guyger. Y'all get that? Had Botham Jean lived, he would have just said, she came banging on my door, yelling and cussing me out. I opened the door, she shot me. She didn't want that to get out there. You understand? She didn't want him to have a chance to say his side of the story. She wanted him to bleed out and die. And again, you know, for the family, look, I know y'all don't want to hear it like this. I already, I'm saying, damn, I apologize because I know it's heavy. And I send my strength to y'all in this time of grieving. I don't have no words, but other than I know it's hard. You understand? I don't got no other words. You know what I'm saying? I just know that it's my place as a part of black media, new black media, to make the motherfucking block hot over the shit that we going through. So motherfuckers can get the fuck out of our way and know that they got something coming playing with us and know that we holding everything against their motherfucking asses for the sake of playing with us. For the fuck of playing with us, right? This is how I'm wired. So I really, you know, I do take the time to take the breather and be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I know it's heavy. I will say that. So, you know, for the family, if y'all watching this, you know, I apologize if what I'm saying kind of hard edged or whatever. You know what I mean? But Guyger, you know what I'm saying, she ain't make the slightest attempt to help him, to stop his bleeding. No CPR after stopping his bleeding. And when you really have intent to help someone, Because she's going to try to sell that in the trial, I'm guessing. But I don't see why. I don't see how. I don't see how she can sell it now. It's out there now that she ain't tried nothing. She ain't tried one rescue tactic. She wanted him to die so he wouldn't tell the real story. You know what I mean? The shit is evident. And, she didn't want Botham to survive, to call her out for all this goddamn performances that she gave on this 911 tape. Y'all heard shit, and I'll repost the link and put it up in, this is the same link I put in my community post. I'll put it there, and I'll also put, it's like the news transcript, the paper transcript and all that with George Milner, punk ass and all that. I'll put that up. But y'all heard it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard it, that it sounds so motherfucking rehearsed. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Nah. It's going to be bud, all right. Your butt, bitch. Lethal injection. Lethal injection up your butt, bitch. That's what's happening. That's what we having out here. We ain't accepting no less out here. And what's more, the family lawyer, I want to touch on this before I go. Lee Merritt, regardless of what I feel about Lee Merritt and other instances where he showed his ass against the black community, he is the lawyer in this case, so we watching the lefts and rights that he bring, and we trying to, put his trajectory together, see how it's going to fly with what he think he got going on. But Lee Merritt, he made a point after listening to the 911 call, and he just pointed out, from this call, we can't hear Amber Guyger rendering no kind of damn aid. And that's the truth. So her goose is fully cooked by this call. And I'm glad that it came out. I'm so glad it came down. You know what I mean? So that's my part I want to say about this. Oh, y'all also know still there's no toxicology report that's been released for Guyger, courtesy of Chief Renee Hall, the coon sellout from Detroit who came out here to be the police chief. Coon sellout Chief Renee Hall. She's bullshitting on that. And the Dallas Police Department, they already said they did a toxicology report on Guyger. They're simply hiding it and making the water hotter for themselves right now. She's already mentioned in the lawsuit. Motherfuckers, your day in court is going to come at some juncture of your career. Renee Hall, just know that, right? That's all I can see. But, what? The concerned citizens of Dallas-Fort Worth, we are on to Gremlin chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. Delta Iota chapter, we definitely want her out of the spotlight. So we are positioning to take her membership away. And I'm going to keep y'all on tab about that. She's no good to justice. So she's no good to justice for the Botham Jean family. So she's no good for justice in Dallas. She's just no good all the way around. You know how things are relative. You do non-justice in one part of your life and you do non-justice in other parts of your life. Everything is relative that you do. If you're weak in one area of your life, you're going to be weak equally in other areas of your life. If you're strong in one area of your life, you're going to be strong equally in other areas of your life. That's how it should go. So, I already sniffed her out. We're going to stay on her head. This is what I'm at. That's what the boy P standing on. All right. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. So you know when I'm dropping. Of course, don't forget to check out my Teespring. That shit fire. I want that yellow I don't like mayo shirt. That's like some classic shit that I don't think they're ready for, man. They go I want that one. I want that one for Christmas, you know? But yeah. Good hollering at y'all. And of course, your boy, I'm finna get at y'all niggas.